Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Planet Tyro. I'm your host, Lord Wonder, and you're here with me again to continue the Year of Lupin 2016. Welcome back. Now, first of all, let me apologize. If you're actually following these recordings for Lupin as they're being uploaded on channel, you notice there's been a bit of a break between this video and the last one, which was The Secret of the Twilight Gemini. If you missed that video, click on the annotation in the top right hand corner to go back to that review. But now we're moving forward. But I do want to say, before we get into the next one, there's going to be a little bit of another gap, not as long as the last one, because I'm going to be working with someone in the Lupin fan community to do a very special podcast, someone I'm very excited to have a discussion with. So I don't want to spoil it, but stay tuned for that. Meanwhile, we are going to move forward and talk about a Lupin movie that is very highly regarded in the franchise. I've heard so much good positive things about it, but why don't we have a discussion and talk about it? If you don't know what I'm talking about 1997's movie called The Island of Assassins, or it either goes by another name, the Walther P38, which is the name of Lupin's favourite gun. So it's a very interesting movie. So let me set the stage. When the movie starts, Lupin is actually attending a party where someone's actually used one of his calling cards and he's wondering what's going on. So he attends the party, Zenigata turns up, and basically this party just turns into a blood fest. All these assassins come and they come and just assassinate the host. Lupin get caught up in the crossfire, and there's a pivotal point in the beginning, which I don't like to get into spoilers, but I am going to say Zenigata gets shot right at the beginning by a person with a silver gun, the silver P38, which gives Lupin some flashbacks to that gun that used to be his. So we find out that Lupin, well, because Lupin has that flashback and he actually notices the figure that shot Zenigata, it leads him to follow this person back onto this island of assassins. And I'll get more into the storyline, but the most pivotal point is Lupin going back to the island of assassins to figure out who shot Zenigata, this gun, and something in his past. Now, again, I'll get to the story, but I want to talk about certain factors. This was very highly praised in the community as one of the best Lupin movies. A lot of people were saying it. A lot of people were waiting for me to get to this one. And coming away from this movie, I can see why. Now, the story itself is more focused on the situation rather than the story. And what I mean by that is, when Lupin goes to the island of assassin, he gets stuck in a situation where he gets kind of, well, he gets ransomed, or him and Fujiko, they get stuck on this island against their will to work for this villain and to work for this island of assassins. And it's more of a situation of why Lupin's stuck there and how he's going to get out and finding this guy with a gun. Now, I do want to say, speaking about the characters, every Lupin has this femme fatale, this one female character that's always one of the bigger side of characters. The one here, she's actually pretty good. She has a good character story, and a lot of these characters are usually throw away. But this one, I felt like it actually earned the story. It actually, I don't want to say it got to me too emotionally, but this was one of the first times that this woman's backstory was actually well done. And her as a character, she acted well, she had the right aggression, and it's just something about her, something the way they wrote this female character was way better than they've written all the other femme fatales, to my mind. Team Lupin don't play a big part in this movie. If you notice, Fujiko is sticking to her blonde phase, Jigen is helping Lupin for the most part, and Goemon has a very small part in the movie. But the island of assassins, the other assassins on this island, this isn't messing about. And actually, this is the most violent Lupin movie. The first massacre, I was surprised how much blood it was. And when I'm talking about assassinations, they kill everyone each and every way. And just the tone of the movie was a bit refreshing, because this is one of the more serious Lupin movies. Even though Lupin tries to be jokey, it doesn't really work out for him, and there's so much murder in this. These assassins just kill, and I like the villain in this. And I don't want to say there's a twist, but the villain and the reveal, it was very well done. The way Lupin and Fujiko, they're stuck on this island for a good reason. They're trying to figure it out. This was very consistent. You know what? I thoroughly enjoyed this movie because I was thoroughly engaged. The reasons for Lupin being there was good. He was stuck there. There was a lot to figure out. There's always a treasure, but even the treasure, that didn't even turn out well. It turned out to be more about Lupin as a character, this other female character, the femme fatale as a character, and the villain and the island. I watched this movie pretty thoroughly. I thought it was very consistent. On the animation side, the animation was okay. The action scenes, there wasn't any action set pieces, but the action in general was quite fast paced when it happened. Very violent, as I said. There was a lot of blood, even though it wasn't colored red. It was just dark, very, 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 very dark red. So, but this is very, very, very violent. You know, and overall, I really enjoyed the movie. And I will say, of all the Lupin movies I've seen, this is one of the best. This is definitely going in the top 10. And I can see it was praised for a reason. It didn't, when it ended, it didn't resolve everything. And that was good for me. There was one particular element that it didn't really matter. It didn't have the best ending for a certain character. But I liked it. It just suited the tone. This was very mature, very well done on all fronts. Again, as a story, it wasn't super compelling, but as a situational thriller, a situational crime story, I thought this was very good. I think I've seen 3 other Lupin movies that have tried to do this kind of story. Voyage to Danger, the other 2, I think the last 3 are very similar to this one, but this is the best of this idea. There's 3 others. I'll probably put a picture on the screen, the other 3 that I like this, but this is the best one of these 3, and I can see why it's highly regarded. I would give it the lowest of low first class. I have to, because I thoroughly enjoyed it. It ended well, beginning to end. The English dub was good by Funimation, and overall, I just thought it was good. I didn't mention Zenigata because he was a throwaway character. Even though he got shot, he was playing a very, very side part in this whole movie. And this is one you just come in, you watch, and you leave. But if you've watched Lupin before, this is definitely one I would say watch after seeing a bit of Lupin, because it does give a bit of Lupin backstory. It's cool. I thought this was done really, really, really well. So, anyway, guys, what do you think of the movie? Leave your comments in the comments section down below. I want to hear your thoughts, because, again, people say this is one of the best. If you didn't like it, tell me why. Did you agree with me? Did you see my qualms? Do you think it's even better than I thought? Let me know in the comments down below. So, we're going to be continuing the Year of Lupin. I am watching the rest of the movies, guys. I'm sorry for the hiatus. I know I'm annoying some of you guys, because I know some of you guys subscribe to the channel for these videos. They are coming. We're going to finish all these movies by the end of this year. But I do want to do this podcast with a nice fellow in the Lupin community. Stay tuned for that. But until then, guys, you can see the other annotations on the right to all the other stuff we do for animation, books, TV shows, what have you. And continue with us on the Year of Lupin. And until then, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Peace out.